The year was 1976, a time of transition, of new beginnings, and a burgeoning sense of technological possibility filled the air. The world was on the cusp of a digital revolution, though few could fully grasp the extent of the changes to come. Amidst this backdrop of change, a young man named Steve Jobs, with a spark of innovation in his eyes, made a pivotal decision. He left Reed College after just one semester, a move that would ultimately alter the course of technological history. It was a bold step, a gamble on his own potential and vision. He would co-found Apple, a company born in a garage, fueled by passion and a relentless pursuit of innovation. Apple went on to revolutionize personal computing, fundamentally changing how the world communicates, accesses information, and works. The impact was profound and far-reaching, touching nearly every aspect of modern life. His story, while extraordinary, is not unique. It's a thread in a larger tapestry, but part of a larger American tradition. A tradition of ambition, of daring to dream beyond the confines of the classroom, and of forging one's own path. These are stories of people who made a conscious choice, who left academia not out of failure or disillusionment, but to build what didn't exist, to create something tangible and impactful that would shape the future. In 1975, a young Bill Gates, then a student at Harvard, sat in his dorm room, completely captivated by the potential of the Altair 8800 microcomputer, a machine that represented the dawn of a new era. Recognizing the immense opportunity, he and Paul Allen made a bold move. They called the makers of the Altair to offer software for it, placing a significant bet on a digital future, a future they were determined to help create. Ultimately, leaving Harvard was a calculated risk for Gates, a strategic decision, not a rejection of the value of learning, but a deliberate leap into the immersive, real-world education that only experience can provide. Decades later, in a Harvard dorm room, Mark Zuckerberg embarked on a project that would connect billions. He built the Facebook, as it was initially known, at Harvard. The platform's explosive growth and the overwhelming user engagement demanded his full, undivided attention, consuming his days and nights. Driven by the need to nurture this rapidly expanding creation, in 2004, he made the decision to leave Harvard and head west to Palo Alto, not to escape the challenges of academia, but to chase a phenomenon, to cultivate and guide the growth of what would become a global social network. Jobs, Gates, and Zuckerberg, these names have become synonymous with innovation and success. They form a powerful trinity in the mythology of the college dropout, celebrated for their unconventional paths. Their stories serve as compelling proof, a testament to the idea that a traditional degree isn't always a prerequisite for achieving genius-level innovation or extraordinary success in the world. However, to see them only as college dropouts, as individuals who simply abandoned their studies, fundamentally misses the point of their journeys. Their choices weren't born of apathy or a lack of interest in learning, in fact, quite the opposite. Their decisions stemmed from an urgent, almost insatiable need to create, to bring their visions to life with unparalleled speed and dedication. They possessed a keen sense of timing, an ability to see a fleeting window of opportunity opening before them, and they instinctively knew that waiting for the formality of a diploma would inevitably mean missing that crucial moment, that chance to make their mark. Their remarkable stories are now deeply woven into the very fabric of entrepreneurial culture, inspiring countless others to pursue their own innovative ideas. They are not simply statistical anomalies or outliers, but powerful examples of visionary leaders who possess the rare ability to see beyond the traditional confines of the classroom and envision a different future. Their departures from academia were not rebellious acts of defiance or rejection of education, but rather acts of profound devotion to the challenging and rewarding work of building the future, of shaping the world to come. They remind us that sometimes the most profound and greatest lessons, the ones that truly shape our lives and destinies, happen outside the walls of the lecture hall, in the crucible of real-world experience. The paths these individuals take often diverge from the conventional. We see them stepping away from established institutions, seemingly turning their backs on the traditional route to success. But a closer look reveals a different story. These departures follow a pattern, not of defiance but of strategic pursuit. It's not about rejecting education, but rather about seeking a different kind of education, one tailored to their unique ambitions. They didn't quit college because they couldn't handle it. They left for something greater, something that resonated with their core values and ignited their passions. The allure of the conventional pales in comparison to the magnetic pull of their own visions. The gravitational pull of a world-changing idea drew them away, beckoning them towards uncharted territories where they could truly make their mark. It was a siren song of innovation, promising the chance to reshape the world according to their own design. Their focus narrowed to a single, all-consuming project, a singular vision that demanded every ounce of their energy and attention. It became their obsession, their driving force, the reason they woke up every morning. For Gates and Allen, the personal computer revolution was a race against time, a battle to bring technology to the masses before anyone else could. Every day in class was a day lost to competitors, a missed opportunity to refine their code, build their product, and capture the market. The clock was ticking, and they knew they couldn't afford to waste a single second. Their exit from Harvard was a plunge into the most intense learning of their lives, a trial by fire where they would learn more in a year than most people learn in a decade. Zuckerberg wasn't struggling academically. His intellect was never in question. He was nurturing a digital world that demanded his full attention, a rapidly growing platform that was connecting people in ways never before imagined. The choice tend to Facebook or continue studies. It was a stark decision, a crossroads where he had to choose between the familiar path and the uncharted territory of his own creation. He couldn't do both, not if he wanted to give his all to the project that consumed his waking hours. For these founders, college became an opportunity cost, a trade-off between acquiring knowledge and applying it in the real world. Time spent on coursework was time not spent building, coding, or leading. Every hour dedicated to academic pursuits was an hour taken away from their entrepreneurial endeavors. Their departures were calculated risks, based on where their talents could have the most impact, a strategic assessment of where they could best leverage their skills and create the greatest value. They weren't running from challenge, they were running toward a bigger one, a more complex and demanding challenge that pushed them to their limits and forced them to grow in ways they never thought possible. Their projects consumed them more than any curriculum could, demanding their full attention, creativity, and problem-solving skills. For them, the real test was happening outside the classroom, in the dynamic and unpredictable world of entrepreneurship. Their stories are about pursuing a calling, not escaping a challenge, about embracing the unknown and forging their own paths to success. For some, formal education can feel like a cage, not a launch pad. The academic calendar is built for steady learning, not explosive innovation. Jobs found more value in a calligraphy class than in required courses, skills that shaped the Macintosh. Gates and Zuckerberg weren't just learning, they were inventing new fields. The classroom couldn't keep up with the pace of technological change. College excels at preparing students for established professions, but for true outliers, its structure can become a limitation. These innovators needed self-directed, project-based learning. Their most important lessons came from doing, failing, and iterating, at a speed no institution could match. Their departure was a recognition, creation was their real education. The narrative of college dropouts achieving immense success often overlooks a crucial element. These individuals weren't simply unskilled or lucky individuals who stumbled upon fortune. In reality, they were already experts in their respective fields, possessing a deep understanding and practical experience that set them apart. Bill Gates, for instance, had been passionately programming since his early teens, honing his skills and developing a profound understanding of software development. He dedicated himself to the craft, logging thousands of hours coding and experimenting long before he ever set foot on the Harvard campus. Furthermore, Gates and Paul Allen had even taken the initiative to start a company together before the inception of Microsoft, demonstrating their entrepreneurial spirit and ambition. Similarly, Mark Zuckerberg wasn't a novice when he created Facebook. He had a proven track record of building popular web applications both in high school and during his time at Harvard. The creation of Facebook was not a spontaneous event, but rather the culmination of years of dedicated practice, experimentation, and refinement. Steve Jobs, having grown up in the heart of Silicon Valley, was immersed in the world of technology from a young age and gained valuable experience working at Atari. He also strategically partnered with Steve Wozniak, a technical genius whose expertise perfectly complemented Jobs' vision and business acumen. In essence, their skills, knowledge, and forward momentum significantly predated their decisions to leave formal education. Dropping out wasn't the starting point of their success stories. Instead, it was the next logical step in their already well-defined paths. They already possessed the necessary tools, a clear vision for the future, and the unwavering drive to bring their ideas to life long before they decided to leave school. Their strategic partnerships and accumulated experience had already formed a remarkably solid foundation for their future endeavors. Therefore, leaving school wasn't a leap of faith into the unknown, but rather a confident step onto a platform they had diligently built and prepared for. Their extraordinary journeys were primarily fueled by years of dedicated preparation and relentless pursuit of their goals. It was methodical planning and systematic preparation, not a sudden stroke of inspiration, that paved the way for their groundbreaking achievements. The myth of the dropout shortcut is seductive and misleading. For every Zuckerberg, countless others leave college and struggle. Dropping out is one of the riskiest decisions you can make. Statistics show college graduates earn more and have greater job security. A degree is a powerful tool for economic mobility. The success of jobs and Gates is survivorship bias. We see the winners, not the many who failed. Most failed entrepreneurs don't make headlines. Romanticizing dropouts does a disservice to young people. The celebrated few are outliers, not models to follow blindly. Their success was a rare convergence of timing, talent, and relentless work. For most, the shortcut leads to a dead end, not Silicon Valley. The stories of famous dropouts shouldn't overshadow the enduring value of college. College is more than job training. It cultivates curiosity, critical thinking, and broad understanding. It's a place for growth, independence, and building lifelong networks. The relationships and experiences are as valuable as the knowledge. A degree signals competence and opens doors, especially in uncertain times. For most, it's an essential safety net. Even entrepreneurs benefit from college resources and connections. Many great companies were born on campuses. College can be the soil where innovation grows. The wisest path is often using college to fuel your ambitions. Ironically, the most famous dropouts advise caution. Gates calls his success rare and urges students to finish their degrees. He left only because he had a clear, urgent vision and the skills to execute it. Zuckerberg returned to Harvard for an honorary degree and told students to use college to find purpose. He valued the connections and environment that helped launch Facebook. Jobs, in his Stanford speech, spoke of the unexpected value he found at college. He credited a calligraphy class for shaping the Mac's design. None of them advised dropping out lightly. Their message: follow your curiosity, but don't mistake their path for a blueprint. They are advocates for education, not for abandoning it. The key difference is running towards something, not away. Leaving school out of boredom or frustration is escape, not progress. Gates, Zuckerberg, and Jobs left to pursue urgent, world-changing visions. Their decisions were positive, driven by irresistible ideas. This momentum is often missing from the dropout narrative. It takes self-awareness, clarity, and revolutionary ideas, plus the skills to act. Dropping out isn't a shortcut, it's a response to an overwhelming calling. Without a consuming project, leaving is just surrender. The act of dropping out doesn't create success, the work does. If you don't have a clear, urgent mission, the choice is clear: stay. These stories aren't roadmaps, but mirrors for our own ambitions. They remind us that transformative education is often self-driven. College remains a vital institution for most. The real lesson isn't about dropping out, but about pursuing a singular vision. Their departures were footnotes to a larger mission. The question isn't whether to stay or leave, but what unfinished work drives you. Only you can answer that in your own time and way. Ask yourself, what is the unfinished work only you can do?